Yeah.
Since I can't answer that question for you, do you perhaps have another question that would fall within the realms of questions that I can answer until I finish the story, and then you and I can really sit down and be like, all right, bro, let's talk about the Infinite Dragonflight now.
Okay, so I see you're in the in the middle maybe of the story, kind
Yeah,
of, because in the second zone. So what do
yeah.
you think about the Wrathion versus Sabellian like conflict that is going on?
Oh, bro. Okay. I'm so glad you fucking asked me this. I think this is just one of the coolest things that Blizzard have done. The only thing I really hope is that this is not another loyalist fiasco. I seriously hope this is not another loyalist thing. Because this has to have an impact. Technically players aren't choosing a side because you can level with both, right? But players are choosing. Players are absolutely making choices. I know of people that basically hardlined Sabellian and now is just sort of casually working through the Wrathion one. And then I know of people that hardlines Wrathion and it's just sort of casually working through the Sabellian one because, you know, they like one more than the other. I really hope that this means something in the end and it's not just the case of, oh, you know, both of them are cool, and we're going to come up with some kind of council leadership style for the Black Dragons or some shit where Sabellian and Wrathion lead. I really hope that's not the case. I will say this. There's a number of questions around Sabellian, at least as far as I'm concerned. So Sabellian went to Outland along with Deathwing when Deathwing was already under the influence of the Old Gods. By extension, all of Deathwing's clan and clansmen, his clutch, would have already been under the influence of the Old Gods. Because when an aspect is corrupted, it stands to reason that the clutch and the flight will be corrupted as well because they're all connected to each other. So Sabellian would have already been corrupted. If you play through the story, Alexstrasza doesn't trust Sabellian one fucking bit. I don't think she trusts Wrathion all that much, but she knows that Wrathion is just a child and very young, and she is reasonably certain that Wrathion is not under the influence of the Old Gods. With Sabellian, she makes it very clear that she still does not know his exact story and how he became free of the corruption of the Old Gods. Now, there's a number of theories around that I've seen and that I've sort of thought of myself. One of them is just the proximity. He is so far away, or was so far away from Deathwing and the Old Gods, that the corruption of the Old Gods just slowly waned as time went on. The other is that Sabellian still, to this day, serves the Old Gods. Remember Preacher's interview, where he basically asked about the Old Gods, and are the Old Gods truly defeated? And the answer came... Actually, not. This wasn't Preacher's interview. This was Noble's interview. Excuse me. In Noble's interview, he asked Steve Denuser, are the Old Gods really defeated? And Denuser was like, well, you know, the Old Gods are pretty much... they're always around. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Sabellian might be the opening that the Old Gods are waiting for once more. And my personal thing. So I think the story of Wrathion and Sabellian can go one of two ways. The one is that either Wrathion... Well, not one of two ways. One of a few ways. The one is that Wrathion and Sabellian basically... You know, one of them become the aspect. Which I think would be really bad, considering the fact that both of them suffer from the exact same thing that led to the fall of Deathwing. Arrogance. Their arrogance will be their undoing. Wrathion is incredibly arrogant, Sabellian the same thing. So that's the one. The other is that they defy each other so much that it leads to a civil war within the Black Dragons, which the Black Dragons really cannot afford. They don't have the numbers, truly, to have that civil war. And so it will probably be a civil war that drags all of the other Dragonflights into that civil war alongside them. Then there's the one that I think is most likely, which is where Sabellian and Wrathion come to the conclusion or the realization that neither of them are good enough to actually lead the Black Dragons, and it would be better for Abyssian to take control of the Black Dragons, because Sabellian is the only one that doesn't have the arrogance of Naltharion. And we know that he is also from the clutch of Naltharion, his personal clutch, at least. So, those are the options that we have right now for Sabellian and Wrathion. I don't think there is such a thing as a good outcome at the moment for the Black Dragons. At least if there is, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, the Black Dragons are going to be constantly haunted by the fall of Neltharion. There's no two ways about it, and I'm so glad that you brought up Sabellian's supposed corruption status, because that was something I was talking about a couple weeks ago in lore discussion, actually. I was asking people, because I couldn't find it myself, if there was any evidence of Sabellian claiming that he was, purified from the influence of the old gods. And the only thing I could come up with as well was proximity. He was so far away from them that that's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, he never actually explains it. At least not where I am now.
Welcome back.
He doesn't give an actual explanation as to this is how we broke free from the old god corruption, or even acknowledges that he was ever under the old god corruption. Right?
Yeah, he basically shows up, says Neltharion chose me personally to be the guardian or the steward of the Black Dragons on Outland. So obviously that means that I am still the best choice for being Neltharion's true heir.
You see, this is where, because Rode asks in chat, this is where things get really wild. The exact reason for Deathwing taking his eggs and Sabellian through the dark portal is not exactly known. We know that at the time he was already hearing the whispers of the old gods. We know that he was already under the corruption of the old gods. This we know because we now even have a timeline for when he became corrupted for the first time, and that is very long ago. So long before any of this happened. The question becomes, why? Why did he take his eggs through? Now, it could be that in his fall to madness, as Deathwing felt his mind slip more and more and more, and realized that this will lead inevitably to the end of his line, he took a few of the uncorrupted eggs that he still had, and his only son that was still uncorrupted, and he took them to Outland so that they could escape the inevitable corruption of the old gods, because that was like one of his final acts of his final sober acts was to save his children. That's one theory. The other one is truly that he was trying to expand the influence of the old gods into Outland for some reason, some sinister reason, or maybe it was supposed to be a backup plan. In case he dies, his son can come back, become the aspect, and then his son can effectively destroy everything, right? So
yeah, I have nothing that backs it, but I personally think that he did it as a fallback plan, that he was seeing that the war against the other flights was not going his way when he lost the demon soul, and just wanted to hide some eggs away so that he could rebuild his army if he should fall.
Yeah, but I mean, this is all based on very old lore. You know, it's not really based on anything new. So it depends on how Blizzard wants to change it. That's why I sort of open it up a little and not just rely on the old lore. Because, questions abound about Sabellian. Is there anyone in this chat that can truly say that they know Sabellian isn't corrupted by the old gods? Anyone in chat? Fucking put up your hands now. And once your hand is up in the air, pull it down fast into your nuts. Because there's no fucking way that you can know that. There's no way. There we go, Sebi. Do you have anything to add? Do you have anything that you think about that?
Yeah, I just agree with like everything. There is nothing in the game or in the lore that suggests that he is not corrupted or that he became uncorrupted while he was away.
Uh-huh. Plus,
So,
his attitude is perfect for a bad guy. Like, just the way he speaks and the way he handles himself, perfect for a bad guy. Like, he would make such a good bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's arrogant as fuck, dude. I didn't like him the minute I saw him. Like, the very second. Let me see if I can find... Let me see if I can quickly find that. Hold up. What was that cinematic called again? Wrathion, I can probably just... Because I reacted to it. Wrathion...
the first thing that came into my mind when I saw Sabellian was from the movie that I'm the captain now. Guy.
Yes.
Dude, and that now just reminded me of that scene from, oh, what's it called again, man? What's the movie fucking called? Step Brothers? Where he goes, I'm the man of the house now. No, you ain't. You're just a big, fat, curly-headed fuck. Hey, hold up. Let me just see. Where's that scene? I think it's here.
Yeah, he didn't even have... Sabellian didn't even have to talk the minute I was like, yeah, no, I hate this guy. He just transformed into his human form, and I was like,
yeah,
no,
fuck this guy.
No.
But just look at the arrogance of this guy.
Sabellian, heir of Neltharion. And you are?
Wrathion, heir of Neltharion, and I've never heard of you.
Likewise.
They're both assholes.
Ah, young Wrathion. I owe you my thanks. Your help was invaluable in securing my rightful place on the Obsidian throne.
Oh, I believe you're mistaken. This throne, this legacy, is my birthright.
No. The mistake is yours. I was anointed caretaker of this flight by Neltharion himself. So let me be clear. When all is said and done, I will be the aspect of the Black Dragonflight.
The difference in their eyes could literally be a sign. Blizzard does nothing on by accident. Everything that Blizzard ever does is on purpose. So when you see two types of eyes, there's a good chance that that means something. Now, when you look at the eyes of Sabellian, it looks a little old gaudy, no? Are you gonna tell me that it's not at least a little old gaudy? Like, that right there? I mean, I would say kinda, right?
Yeah, with Sabellian, he shares the same color of eye and the same iris as Deathwing in his humanoid form. That we've the few times we've glimpsed Deathwing as in his visage form, same eye color.
Yeah.
And I feel like for Sabellian's eyes, you can see that his eyes are kind of resemble the eye of N'Zoth.
Yeah, but then you could also argue Wrathion's red eyes might be a sign that he himself is corrupted, or at least will be corrupted at some point. So it sort of goes... It has to be important. We know that Blizzard doesn't do anything by accident. So it has to matter. The question is, in what way? What side is this going to fall on? We know that N'Zoth believes that he can corrupt Wrathion. He said as much. He made it clear that he showed a vision of him corrupting Wrathion during BFA. So fact here is, whether you backed Sabellian or Wrathion, I think you made the wrong choice. Doesn't matter who you backed, I think you made the wrong choice. You should be backing Abyssian. He's the only true ruler of the Black Dragonflight that isn't going to become a problem in the future. Because I can tell you now, choose either of these two, and the next expansion is us fighting another fucking fight on the back of a Black Dragon. Like, looking for the Dragon Soul again because, fuck me, Deathwing is back. So yeah, I would argue, let's not pick these two. They seem horrible. Bound to the mountain, so are you sure
Yeah.
he's cleansed? Fuck knows.
I mean, Ebonhorn is the only one that we have concrete evidence that he has been legit purified. I mean, the only thing we have of Wrathion is really, honestly, just his word.
True.
I mean, yes, we witness his birth and the experiments that his red dragon sort of surrogate mother does on him and
Yeah.
a sister in that matter. But if I'm not mistaken, she immediately is killed by Deathwing following the experimentation, so she doesn't even have the doesn't even get the chance to say it worked. She's
Yeah.
just like, here, take this baby dragon. It has to be uncorrupted, and then, you know, sacrifices herself to save him.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've always thought that I've never trusted Wrathion. Like, for the
No.
longest time, I've always known that Wrathion plays games where we are kept in the dark, we do things, our interests sort of kind of align, but at the end of the day, his interests are almost always much, much larger than ours. Like, it almost goes much further than what our interests are. This is why he eats the heart of fucking beings touched by old gods, and he himself tries to take down an old god. There is a chance that old Wrathion here has been corrupted since the moment of his birth, and that he has quietly been coalescing the power of all of the old gods into himself. So effectively, he is turning himself into Xalatath. And he's about to burst into fucking, like, he's about to flame the fuck up and become the herald of the old gods that they have always wanted, all of their power vested in a single being. It's very interesting to me that, yeah, Wrathion has never seemed like the trustworthy type. Sabellian, on the other hand, I just feel I don't have enough connection to him yet. Maybe I should keep playing. Hopefully that sort of figures itself out in time. But yeah, that's sort of where I am right now, at least.
I mean, just look at Wrathion during Mists of Pandaria when Garrosh started his True Horde thing. Wrathion was fence-sitting. He was waiting to see which one, Garrosh's True Horde or the aligned Alliance and Council-led Horde was going to win. And he was going to put his power and influence on the winning faction.
Yeah.
Like, he legit said that whichever one comes out is going to be the stronger, and I need them for what is to come.
Yeah.
And just
Milul,
from
yeah.
that...
Sorry, I just wanted to say, Milul, I misspoke. Yeah, he ate the heart of a Titan Touch being, and he tried to kill an old god himself, and he has these agents searching all across Azeroth for things that he won't tell us about. So it's... like, he's definitely trying to do something. The question is what? What is Wrathion trying to achieve? Because I don't know if it's just trying to become the aspect of the Black Dragonflight. But yeah, thank you for correcting me there. I misspoke. Sorry, no, Moni. I was interrupting you.
Oh, it's all right. I was going to say that he clearly has his own agenda, and it when it aligns with us, hooray, he's a good guy. But the minute that it doesn't, you see how he actually conducts himself. Again, with that example of during the Horde Civil War, he was waiting to see which one came out on top to back them.
True.
And it's just been that's been like all of the other
Yeah, he's fucked us so many times. He's fucked us so many times. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I would not trust him one bit. At least not right away. Anyways, think yet tight. Do you have anything else that you wanted to ask or add?
No, not really, no.
Alright, bro. I promise I will finish the story. And then next week, early, we'll do a Q&A so that you guys can actually ask me questions about the full story of Dragonflight. And not just the parts that I've already completed. And I think I just fucking stuck myself. Alright, never mind. I'm out. Thanks for the question, brother. Really appreciate that.
Thank you for answering. Have a nice stream. See you.
Thank you very much, dude. Take care of yourself, man.